Okay, rolling. That's the clap.
Yeah, that's it. They're all rolling, they're all done.
Good.
Yeah? Intro? All right. Hey guys, Danny from Big Boy. Today we're here, we're starting a new YouTube channel. This is going to be called Couch Chat. We're going to do this more than likely on a weekly basis. The reason is we get asked a lot of questions on a global scale about our products, the performance side of things and this and that. So this platform is to answer all the questions. If you guys have any questions, you can ask them below. One of our guys will answer them. And today we're going to be talking about some of our competitors' products. We get asked all the time about it. But before we get into that, we just want to intro the two Marks that are part of the Big Boy team here at HQ. So we've got Mark 1 and Mark 2 on the other side. Mark is the general manager here, not only in Australia, but on the global scale. And then we've got GSM over here, Version, which is the global service manager that has just recently been hired. So guys, welcome to our first episode.
Yeah, excited. It's been a long time coming, hasn't it?
Yeah, it has. And look, we're obviously doing it in a casual environment. It's a Friday afternoon. We've knocked off. And we thought, what better way to kick off the weekend than do some content that, guys will hopefully want to watch. Well, we're not going to, torture you guys too much with stuff that you don't want to hear. But the reason for this particular video is we've got a lot of products that are in the market. We've entered the pressure washer market probably about five years ago now. So probably half of our journey as a business. And we're quickly becoming, I would probably say, I'll probably be a little bit biased, that we're the go-to brand, right? But any business owner is going to say that. But in general, we are a detail-specific brand, so all our products are specifically made for that. But look, Mark can introduce himself, and then Mark 2 can intro himself, and give the guys a bit heads up on what you guys do on a daily basis. And
well, I guess they probably don't want to know that. That might get a bit boring, but what we really want to achieve out of these videos is to be more informative so that people understand that our products are focused on detailing, right? Whereas, especially in the pressure washer game, a lot of people are saying to us through different mediums, that doesn't compare to this because the PSI is higher. It's because they don't understand. So part of this is to get all that information out, to show you what our products are like, even compare them to competitors. And whether that's good or bad for us, we're going to do that as well, because we want to showcase the good things that everyone has, the bad things that people have or don't work, so it's all fair. And that'll allow us to, I think, have a non-biased opinion out there to our customers. That's what we want to get across, right? But that'll be part of it. We're going to be doing how-tos. We're going to be doing, new product releases. We'll do, new products coming, all that sort of stuff, because we do have a lot of that, and we are innovating in the market a lot. So we want to get out there to people exactly how we're doing the products as well, because we don't just find products and slap a Big Boy badge on it. That's not what we are. We redevelop products. And I think you guys see across the categories, we have products in the market that are different to everybody else. And we're going to have a lot more of that in the coming 6 to 12 months as well.
Yeah. All right, well, that's Mark GM. And then we've got GSM over here. So Mark, just a quick intro.
Yeah, so I'm Mark, another Mark. I've been a detailer since I was about 12, I reckon. My parents, got a brand new car one year, and I washed it every Sunday for my parents, and got the Maguire's polish back in the day, and I thought I was the man. Made it extra shiny, that red Ford. But
they must have thought they'd hit the jackpot with someone washing their car at 12, right?
Yeah, exactly. Didn't even charge them for it. But yeah, I've joined the team at Big Boy, which is awesome. I've got friends and family that use the products, and I've used the products as well, and always had a great time with them, and love the results we get. Joined the team to try to get the service as good as the products. We've got a growing team and implementing lots of new systems and improvements, and making sure everyone's a happy Big Boy user out there.
Yeah. Well, that's the key. So look, as you guys know, we're we're a business that's sort of in its, not really in its early stage, but in its very growing period, but we're growing rapidly. And like I mentioned before, or maybe I haven't, but we're in over 30 odd countries globally. So as you can imagine, as a small team grows so quickly, there's always going to be those growing pains. And, you know, the service side of things, we always put our hands up, right? Even though on some mediums, you know, you get people that, you know, like to keyboard warrior themselves to the point where it's just unrealistic. You know, we're here to help, we're here to support. Anyone that actually genuinely reaches out to us, you know, even to myself, you know, I monitor everything anyway on a daily basis. But guys, it's very simple. You just want to be helped, reach out. If you're not getting the answer, that's what we're here for. Escalate it, you know, ask for either Mark or Danny or whatever, and we can resolve the problem. All the parts are here. Mark's been working on a system now that, you know, all spare parts will be available, and you'll probably see at the end of this video that you can jump online and get a full service kit, some bits and pieces for, or all the parts actually for the washer Flow. Flow, Pro and Duo. Flow will come shortly, but more of our commercial grade that are actually serviceable. And then, you know, it'll go down throughout the rest of the product range. So everything will have its own place on the website. And look, I think that's enough of Big Boy itself in general, but the whole reason for this is, you know, do numbers lie, right? So we did a little teaser probably about a week ago now, but it's been a little bit chaotic. At best of times here at HQ, so we just needed to film the remaining part of it. But we've done all our testing, and look, the reason why we've done this is really because customers sort of get a little bit misled. Yeah, you would probably say it's probably the nice way to say it. But I don't think companies do it on purpose. There's a really a grey area in when you're advertising a product, right?
Well, there's two things that get misled. Companies can mislead them with the wrong facts, but also people in social media think they know something as well, and they mislead people.
Look, I don't think they, well they do, but I don't think, look, anyone that goes on a platform and genuinely wants to mislead someone else that's asking for the right information, is just a tool, right?
Well, there's two.
It shouldn't even be allowed on that platform, to be honest. And that's what the moderator should do. A lot of these platforms don't even get moderated, right?
Yeah.
It's free for all. Someone posts something and fucking 30 other people, and then you do a quick search on the person who's never had a product of ours or whatever, right? So it's easy to catch out, but at the end of the day, it's not about that. Like, all we want to do is, we'll give you the right figures. What you want to do with that, it's totally up to you, right? But at the end of the day, numbers don't lie. So that's why we've called this particular first episode, Numbers Don't Lie, because we've done the numbers. They're genuine. They're exactly what happens. We'll give you all the facts, hopefully guides you in the right direction. Doesn't necessarily mean you have to buy Big Boy, right? At the end of the day, that's what we want, and that's what our business is built on. But realistically, there are other products that are great. There's no doubt about that, and we all push each other, and we all, try to make a product better than what's currently out there. Well, anyway, we do, and at the end of the day, the consumer will benefit from that, right? So, all brands, there's no biased opinion from me as a brand owner. I've only selected these products because we get asked on a daily basis, how do we compare to these? But you'll see there's some big brands that aren't even here, and we don't class them as detailing specific products. So that's why we haven't even bothered, testing against them. If you are that customer and you want that big brand name that's in, all the big mass retailers, go buy it. That's fine. You know what I mean? That's not our target audience, and I think we can comfortably say that, what we do, we specialize, and it's a niche market, right? And that's what we're good at, and we'll always try and deliver the best, not only in performance, but also value for money, right? So why don't we just jump straight into it? Yeah, you guys good for that? Or
Yeah.
do you want to do a cheers before we do it, or what?
Cheers.
Cheers to G-Up. This isn't a sponsored ad.
This isn't
by
a G-Up.
any means, but Troy and Adrian have brought this out, and they're a supporter of ours. And we thought, Aussie boys, doing well. So we just, on a Friday afternoon. There's nothing like something like this that can relax you after a stressful week. So good work, and it actually tastes really good.
Yeah.
Testing. Testing.
So, okay, we're going to start off, and we're going to start off with the new player in the market in Australia. They're not new in the American market. We know them pretty well. We know all our competitors, right? Be silly for us to pretend that we don't. Everyone, and I'm sure they do, they shop around, they look at what we do, we look at theirs, and we see who can, develop the best product for the price. So Active is new in the Australian market. Great product. We always say good things about our competitors. We never try to bag anyone out. That's why this platform is what it is. We're going to just tell you the numbers. You guys can decide what you want to do with that information.
Well, part of that too, Danny, is about it's easy for people to bag a product out or a brand out, but when you understand, like we do, the actual effort and work and the time that goes into developing a product, we know that all of our competitors have had to do the same thing, right? It's not easy. So we develop products, and a lot of times it takes a year from when we first start to when we can actually launch it.
Yeah, that's
so
right.
It's a lot of pain in between, right?
Look, there's that misconception in the marketplace that you go on Alibaba, AliExpress. I see it in the comments all the time, right? Oh yeah, another AliExpress. Like, man, if they only knew what it took to bring a product out, right? I didn't have a grey beard before, right? Like, it's come because of this. But
they haven't seen the dents we've had to pull out of the wall.
Right. But look, at the end of the day, we'll take you on the journey with Big Boy, right? Because we do a lot of product development, and there's a lot of cost involved in that. And the other brands will know this too. It's not a $1,000-$2,000 exercise. Sometimes it's in the hundreds and thousands before, and we're talking US, right? Before a product even can hit the shelf. All of our products for our markets, we certify them, right? With some of our product range, we don't even need certification, but we do it just to make sure that it's at the highest level, right? So when our consumer buys it, plugs it in, that it's safe, right? To the best of our ability. Did we have to do it? We probably don't, but we do it anyway.
You've got to also put in there, that's not one certification. We have to certify it for Australia, for Europe, for US, for Middle East, UK, different Asian countries.
And it's an ongoing process.
It adds up massively, and that's per product.
Yeah, and that's when some customers don't realise that, why is the price what it is, right? You got to factor all this into it, right? So,
all the molds, they're in the tens of thousands.
for everything. So, but look, let's still stay on the topic of the Active. So it's a new pressure washer. It's come in at, we're talking retail prices. So people are always going to do sales along the way. We're not going to. We don't know what that's ever going to be. So we're just going to go retail for retail. So they've hit the market at $5.99. Their website indicates that it does 2 gallons per minute, I think it is. But anyway.
Yeah, that's why it's called 2.0.
Yeah, right. No brainer, right? But yeah, $5.99 comes with a kit. Look, guys, before we go on with the kits, all these kits, we've listened to our customers, right? And we understand there's a market for that. And then the enthusiasts and the professionals will never use these kits, right? They're pretty much throwaways. They're good to start it off, get you going, but then you'll quickly realize that, they're a little bit uncomfortable. The quality is really not the best.
The hose is too short.
Is right, the hose is always short. Can't really change the nozzles and that, and then you frisbee it and you go buy something that we do. So what we've done, and this is just something that we've taken on board from our consumers, is we've done the unit only, and then you can buy the kit. Our kit is a detail specific kit, so short gun, wand, longer hose, usually on the braided side, more robust, what detailers would use. And we always, with our pressure washers, doesn't matter from entry level to the top, you get a professional foam cannon that some of our competitors sell for $100, right? So we throw that in the actual box, and you guys can say, oh, it's not the same as this. It is, because we know the factories and we know who they make for. And I can tell you that where we get it from, most of the ones that you buy in Australia from other brands is the same factory, different sticker, right? So there's certain things that we can't better, but we fine tune it. We change the orifice to suit our pressure washers, okay? So we redesigned the open mouth, and then everyone did that, followed suit through us. But there's certain things that we can sort of custom make, but then, man, if you're buying something that's already good, we're not going to play with it, right? So we throw it in and we bundle it in. But with them, you get the foam cannon, you'll frisbee that. The gun and the hose, it's very short. I think it's only, let's not even say the length because I might get it wrong. But
we can make it appear on the screen.
Yeah, I'm sure we can. In Magic Editing, we'll put the actual full details on there, right? But in regards to the performance side of things, the Active came in at only 850 PSI at the nozzle, right?
Here I come. Oh, here I come. Oh.
So for us as detailers, they are a US specific brand. If I'm wrong, they can comment below and correct me if I'm wrong. But in America, and we've just launched there recently, and we've quickly learned, we obviously knew that it's different to Europe and Australia, right? Different motor, different pumps, different everything, right? But in America, to get anywhere between 800 to 1100, like you're cheering, right? That's as much as you can get out of a 120 unit. So I think, you know, this unit clearly shows that that's what it's based off, and that's the performance it gives you. You know, flow test 7.2 litres per minute, great flow. PSI lets it down, right? So that combo, for me, I don't think it's right? But for $599, is there a place in the market? Potentially as a whole kit, but as you'll see as we go along, you can get, you know, other products around that price point that will outperform it quite comfortably. And let's not also forget that the other two units that are sitting beside it, they're actually commercial grade, right? Or semi-commercial, as some guys may call it, but like it's in a totally different league. It's a consumer unit. There's a place for it in the market. Our flow is in that sort of same space, right? Compact, lightweight. Of course it is, because it's not doing what, you know, the big units are doing. So yeah, understand that there's max ratings and then there's what you actually get. We tested what the actual unit delivers. So all the marketing mumbo jumbo, you can put that aside, and 850 at the nozzle, anything under 1000 PSI, honestly, regardless of your flow rate, it's going to be a bit too weak for us in Australia.
Well, it's a consumer model or like a casual enthusiast model, right?
Yeah. So that's it. Which one are we going? We're going to go to the AR Blue, which is on the other side there. Some people, look, we like all the products, right? But some people have a misconception about this unit, that it's an Italian-made unit, okay? So as we'll show you, and we'll do a snippet, we purchased the unit from one of the resellers here in Australia. Comes in a box clearly stamped made in China, okay? So just like ourselves, even the Active, the only one that's made on European soil is the Krenzel. But the AR Blue is an Italian company, been in business for over 60 years, so, you know, a lot more experience than us as a brand, I guess. But as far as I know, they're not a detail-specific brand. They just do pressure washers in general, right? And then because, you know, they're a great built unit, delivers good numbers, as we'll explain now, people go to it and then they modify it, right? But you got to remember that it's not actually built for that reason. It's a multi-purpose used unit, right? But in saying that, made in China, you know, very similar to our Duo and Pro in weight, size. It has a really crazy gauge on top, which I don't really make any sense out of. If you have a gauge on there, I would actually have it so it actually gives you the reading that you want, your PSI, right, and what it's actually doing. You've got a low, medium, high, like...
It's too open.
Yeah, it's very arcadey.
Yeah. It basically just tells you if it's working or not. And you can see, you know, if there's pressure coming out, it's working. So
it's working.
There isn't a whole lot of point.
So, to me, like, that's really pointless, but they might have another reason why they've done that. But if you want to go to the actual performance numbers, at the nozzle, we were getting 1200 PSI, and that's with the recommendation of, did we actually put what 4.0s we used on that? So it's the same as what we would use on the actual Washer Pro, the nozzle tip, the orifice, and we're getting 1200 PSI. 8.7 litres at the tip. Great combination, right? We're not going to argue the point. It's a great unit, very similar build quality to us. Weight-wise, you know, the actual dimensions of the unit and that, very quiet, 4-pole, triplex pump, as robust as you can get it in that space. Very quiet too. Overall, good performance, but you're paying $1,100 for the kit. And again, the kit it's okay, but would I use it as a professional detailer? No. So,
Well, the hose is very small.
no foam cannon, short hose, very long gun and wand with the adjustable. So I think, again, you're overpaying a little bit for the accessories that you're not going to use. But, you know, once you kit that up with a short gun professional thing, you know, you're 1,500 plus, you know, depending on what hose you get, if you want, you know, a longer hose and not. So
And a commercial grade one?
It's expensive, and also if you have a look at, and we'll throw the link, or we might even do a snippet, you know, the reseller that sells this in Australia, you know, and everyone says, oh, it's commercial grade, this, that. They class it semi-commercial, right? It's very robust, so it's very strange that they've done that, but they say that, you know, if you're a professional detailer and cleaning 10 plus cars a day, or 7, whatever.
A week.
A week. You know, anything lower than that, yeah, it's good, but anything higher, it's not. Like, I don't understand the logic behind
That's strange as well.
Yeah, that makes no sense to me, right? Because you've got the most robust motor and the most robust pump head that the industry has, and then they're saying it's semi, right? It's either gonna do the job or it's not. So that threw me off a little bit. Maybe they can comment below and let us know why they've written that, or maybe that's just their warranty and not.
Maybe that's to do with their warranty, so they can, I don't know.
Massage it a little bit, but so that was that. So overall, good performance. On the pricey side, it's the second most expensive unit that we reviewed, right, including our own units. So, so you are getting a Chinese-made product, Italian design, but you are paying a lot for it.
Yeah. It's like a lot of European brand products. You know, you're paying for the fact that it's European, the brand. You know, there's the perception of better engineering, but you know, as we know.
But ours is Aussie designed
Exactly.
and developed. So, you know, what, can't us Aussies keep up with the Europeans? And I've got a Croatian background, so there's a bit of European in it too, right?
There you go.
So, you know, there's no reason why our units shouldn't have that, you know,
That aura.
all that aura, that's right. So we're going to jump in between the Krenzel now, and we're going to do our Washer Duo, only just so it sort of doesn't leave all our products to the end, right? So the actual Washer Duo, which we'll edit into the take so you guys can have a look around. It's a 2-pole setup. So when you're rating it on a dB level, 2-pole is a little bit noisier. They rev a little bit more to get the performance out of it. And then we use an Axel pump head, which is a German design pump head, right? It's been in the market for many years. But what we do with our products, so you get a better understanding of what Big Boy is about, we work with a manufacturer that will specialize in something that we're doing, right? But then what we do is we take it to another level. We sit down with them and their engineering team. Me and Mark have been over to China many times. We sit down, we tell them this is the gap in the market we want to fulfill. What pump head would you recommend? What can get us the highest flow rate, but then at the same time deliver that perfect combination that we feel we've mastered, right? Our competitors might think maybe we haven't, but at the end of the day, our sales or our numbers don't lie, right? And on a global scale, we sell a shitload of pressure washers. And the reason is because we feel we've got it right in the combination anyway. So with the Washer Duo, we've got 2-pole, axle pump head, same footprint as the Pro, so they look very similar. They can use the same accessories, same wall mount, same hose reel, same everything. And we've now split the kit, as I mentioned. So before, it was a $799 price point. You had to buy the lot. But now we said, you know what, we'll take everyone's feedback on, and we've separated. So $599, and that's why you would have seen maybe an ad going around of My Ugly Mug telling you that we've got one of the best pressure washers out there, right? The reason being is, and why we can say that with confidence is, we've done the tests. We know the numbers. I wouldn't have said it otherwise. If something outperformed it, right, which there is, the AR delivers higher flow, but doesn't deliver higher PSI. So really, our product sits in between two of these products. If you were looking at dollar value, $599, if you're just buying the unit only and you don't care about the accessories, which one are you going to buy? Let me tell you the numbers and you guys can decide for yourself, right? Washer Duo was hitting 8.1, 8.2 litres per minute at the nozzle. That's with 3.5 Orifice nozzles that we supply in the box. Comes with a professional foam cannon. That's another $100. So really, the pressure washer is $499. Like that's
Awesome value.
Right.
And if you're going to compare that to AR, it's half the price.
Yeah.
You're getting it, all right, you're slightly less water flow,
Yeah.
But
you're saving.
So close.
Is minimal, right? So that combo of having that 1450 or even sometimes creeps up to 1500, right? And sacrifice that little bit of flow rate, I'll have that any day of the week. So really at $599, it's the best pressure washer for detailing in the market. There's nothing else that competes.
Especially mobile detailers, right?
Look, the reason why we say that and what mobile detailers sometimes don't understand, 4-pole sucks a lot of power. It's like a V8. The 2-pole is like a 6-cylinder turbo, like guy talk, right? So you got to get it up, you got to get the revs up, get the boost, and then it'll kick in and it'll deliver its performance. The 4-pole, it's just chugging along. It doesn't need to work hard, and it's a workhorse, right? That's why our Pro is the Pro, and we use the best of what was available at the time and still is, right? Yeah. And that's what AR do, right? So, and then Krenzel mixes it up a little bit, right? And we'll go over that. But for $599 to deliver 8.1 to 8.2 at the nozzle at 1450 PSI with the actual foam cannon included, there's no better buy. Right?
It's awesome value.
Yeah, awesome value. And then you're gonna get, and sorry man, I gotta call you what you are, right? You're gonna get the Muppet out there, right? That is gonna actually come online and say, oh, I've got this brand, whatever it is, and I've got 3000 PSI and it's a better cleaning machine and this is weak. You don't know what you're talking about. I can tell you, I'll look straight in the lens and tell you that you don't know what you're talking about. We've done this long enough to understand what is the perfect combination, right? And there is. And there's guys in America that have, a massive following that have done this for a long period of time, that try to educate people. And that's all we're trying to do. At the end of the day, you don't have to buy our product. We're not saying it. We're not forcing it down your throat. We're just trying to let you know that when you're detailing a car, PSI is your cleaning agent. So what I mean by that, it's secondary to water flow. Having too much water flow and not enough PSI, let's use the Active as an example, isn't really the right thing to do. Have they done that on purpose? I genuinely think no. Will they probably better it in another development? Possibly, I don't know. But in Australia, that doesn't work, right? It's too low. So that combo is very important. They all know it. Every brand knows that. But the general consumer doesn't. They don't really understand that, right? They get caught up on these numbers and they think, oh, you know, the higher, but go put your hand in front of one of those high pressure washers. I didn't tell you to do it, right? So if you cut your fingers off, don't come and blame me. But put it in front of something, even a cardboard box, and shoot it, and you'll rip it to shreds. So imagine what that is doing to your ceramic coating, your top coat, you know, your protective layer, whatever. And then sometimes even go further past that. You're damaging your paintwork. So that is the reason why we do what we do. So,
well, and cut in on that, like, it's because all the big brands around the world, they make pressure washers to rip off stuff off your concrete, clean your roof tiles, right? They're home and just commercial your stuff. So they go for much higher PSI. They're at 3,000, 4,000 PSI. That's because it rips it off, right? You certainly don't want...
That's the target audience.
That's right, but you don't want to rip off anything.
Do you want to play in a market that's this? Or if you've got billions, which some of these companies have, right? And they play in a market that's this large, right?
Yeah, that's right.
And then you're going to have that guy that's going to go and use that to detail and then rip the clear coat off a car.
Yeah.
And then, you know.
I've seen it happen firsthand. Like I've seen cars with like etched clear coming off, and it's like, I was too close with the pressure washer. Or I used my, you know, domestic one that I cleaned the driveway with, and it's like, nah, do not use that ever again.
That's why we, in that previous video that we done, and we'll put it like, I can literally get my hand there and it doesn't hurt, right? It's the water is actually doing the job, right? And then the PSI is helping it along. So, so look, at the moment, value for money, if you want a detail specific pressure washer, the Duo is the go-to. Mobile detailers, we were talking about that. The reason why we probably recommend the Duo for that is it's more user-friendly for the mobile guys because they're running extension leads. It doesn't need as much power to run. It is slightly larger, lighter, not larger. It is the same size as the Pro, but it's that power hunger. It's not as hungry as a 4-pole, and it still does the job. Like you're talking slight differences now, right? And value for money, you know, you can realistically have 2 Duos for the price of one AR and have one as a backup, right? And I think any professional business that is purely doing detailing on a mobile scale, not just if you buy our products or any products, I think, you know, like even builders, they don't have one cordless drill. They have multiple cordless drills because eventually the product's going to fail, right? They have a life period, and then, you know, it's always going to be at that job when you need it the most. It's going to die on you, and then you're going to ring and you're going to get the shits and you're going to bag the product and that. At the end of the day, I would always recommend to have a backup. Doesn't need to be identical to the one that you're using, even at a lower value, just to get you out of trouble. The 2 main products that you're always going to use, right, apart from if you're doing correction and that, is pressure washer and a vacuum, right?
Yes.
Blowers, you don't really need a backup. You can get away with it at the job. And if you're a ceramic coater and that, you're going to have more than one polisher, I guarantee.
Well, our washer flow is a perfect product for a backup unit, really.
Yeah.
Let's face it. But I think while we're talking about while we just got a little bit of a discussion here with mobile detailers, I think we just need to sort of add in a request to please, you know, use the correct power cords as well, right? Like, we can't use cheap department store power cords or whatever. You need to use the right gauge power cords. We have that information on our website, and whether you use that for our products or anyone else's, just use them for all of your pressure washers so that it doesn't blow them up, it doesn't whatever. But
we'll do a series on that. We're getting some of our own made that has been specifically tested with our products, and our Washer Pro is as power hungry as it gets, right? So if it works with that, it'll work with probably majority of the 10 amp units. Please understand also, we're doing 10 amp ratings, right? Not 15 amp. So everything that we're actually tested is everything's under 10 amp, right? So we've gone through the Duo. We're going to go to the almighty Krenzel. We selected this unit is because we get it asked all the time, how do you compete against this and that? And look, I'm a fan of German-made stuff. I like German cars, you know what I mean? We know their quality is good. This isn't a takeout on anyone's quality, right? We're not even going to really be discussing that, right? But at the end of the day, it's a product that's been in the field for a long time. In America, it's probably the go-to product, right? But it carries its price tag, right?
If you have the cash for it.
Yeah.
Hey, fellas! Look what I found in my pocket! Look! A year's salary right here! What I call them? Fun coupons! See that?
So you got to understand, guys, this is at retail, right? And it might vary from time to time. Like it's $19.49 for the kit, right? That's a lot of money for a pressure washer.
Yeah, $2,000. And you still get a plastic hose adapter.
Yeah. Well, look, a lot of them do. Like the Active, believe it or not, didn't even come with a hose adapter, so they forgot it. They probably knew I bought it and they wanted to piss me off. So they put that in there. Didn't come with it. The AR comes with plastic adapters, and so does the Krenzel. So, you know, hats off to us. We put brass fittings and connectors on our units, and it's straight out of the box like that. Brass pump head also, same as the AR there. But the Krenzel, it's a different setup. So it's got a 4-pole motor. So again, that very robust, very quiet, footprint's a little bit smaller, so it's compact. I like that of the unit. But the way that they've sort of saved that is because of the pump head. They use that German axle pump, right? So very sort of two of the most reliablest parts they've combined together, and that's what you get, right? They've got a gauge on there, and you'll see in the video, they rate it at 1700 PSI, and like, you know, I think it's high, right? And it's not a bad thing if you can tame it down, but when we put our 2 inline gauges, it looks like they're reading their max pressure because it's max rated at 1700. So it does throw people off because you're looking at the gauge and you go, 1700, oh, I'm getting 1700 at the nozzle. You're not, you're getting, I think it was...
So like 12 or something, 11?
1100. 1100 PSI. So again, just a bit over the Active on the PSI side of things. And the flow rate really surprised me on this one, being that it was, you know, such an expensive unit. Where have we got it here? Flow. 6.1 litres at the nozzle. Like
It's the lowest out of all of them.
Yeah. So like very surprising. Why I think they do that, again, it's not, to my understanding, specifically built for detailing. They're using a quality product, no doubt about it. Reliability, going by what people post, right?
Or history, I guess.
History, German, you know, engineering side, is it always going to be over-engineered? Of course.
It's going to last, isn't it? Because it's not getting flogged.
Well, that's what I was trying to get at, right? You've got a 4-pole motor it's running in neutral. You know what I mean? It's not pushing the pump, it's not pushing the motor. It's just a reliable, everyday go-to product that you got to sell a kidney for, right? So it's very expensive. Like, man, you could buy almost 4 of our units. That will outperform it every day of the week, right? In performance,
Yeah.
right? So guys, if you've got an open wallet, you can buy 4 of our Duos, have them there as backup. You'll have 8-year warranty, whatever you want, right? You got all the spare parts. Or if you want that and you want that on your shelf and you want to say that you've got a German-made product, you want to pay through the nose, all for it, man. Like there's a market for everyone, right? We're not saying that it's not good, but it's reliable because it's just safe. It's not getting pushed. It's not playing with any boundaries. So I'm going to just use that to sort of educate you guys on what we do, right? Is, as I mentioned, we work with factories that build certain part of our products and then we go to another thing, right? With it, and we complete the whole product. Then we tune it to suit. So what we mean by that is not just with nozzles. Nozzles is the last thing that we do. We work out how we modify the wobble plate or the crank rotation and all the internal components, right?
Size of the piston.
Yeah, size of the pistons, the plungers and all that. So we do a lot of trial and error before we get to what we actually want to do the product to do. So at the end of the day, we like dyno tune our products, right? So we get a safe product that we can just bring out and be like anything else in the market, and then we sort of start playing and lift it up on its reliability side of things and performance. So that's why we get the numbers we get, right? So,
but we're also looking really for everything to feature add.
Yeah.
You know, like we want extra benefits within our products. Doesn't matter what products we're bringing out, right? We always look at what we can do better on the machine itself, but then the surrounding accessories as well, whether it's a pressure washer or a vacuum or a blower or whatever, right?
All right, we're going to go now to the Pro. This is our top of the line unit. It's our most expensive unit, but in comparison to our competitors, it's very well priced, right? So whole kit $999 retail, on its own $799. You guys have probably been waiting and wondering why we left it to last. There's always a strategic reason behind all our madness.
Today, Junior!
It's all right. So we were getting 9.7 litres at the nozzle.
Damn!
Right? Please understand that with every product, just like cars, they will state a certain kilowatt, and when you mass produce products, they fluctuate, right? So there's going to be tolerance on the active, on all these products, right? We say comfortably 9.3 we get on an everyday basis. There's going to be some freaks that go up, and there's going to be some that will sit at 9.2, 9.4,
exactly.
right?
Like cars, you know, the temperature of the air makes a difference, all
right.
of that.
So, but at this specific test, this is what this particular unit did, right? So there's no fucking mirage, magic, tricks or anything. This is what the unit did out of the box. So for a 10 amp unit to deliver that, some of our competitors need to go 15 amp, right? We're doing that on a 4-pole, same sort of setup as Active. No Active, AR Blue, sorry, my mistake. Same setup, 4-pole, triplex pump, the most robust of parts that you can get out there. Our Mark II unit, which we tested now, we've removed the PC board because we were trying to eliminate the extension cord issues and mobile guys, you know, using the wrong cables, overloading the unit in that environment. So we changed it for that reason. Doesn't enhance performance, just makes it safer to use, right? Try to eliminate that.
Expand some boundaries.
Right, yeah. So, but 9.7, well, let's just say fluctuated 9.6, 9.7 there at 1500 PSI with a 4.0 nozzle. If we throw it on with a 3.5, it'll increase it to 1700 at the nozzle. So if you need more, if you're doing like a really dirty car underneath or whatever, and it'll drop the flow rate in the high 8s, 8.8, 8.9, still crazy numbers. But 799 guys, like crazy.
Yeah, full commercial model.
Do we need to up it?
No, God! No, God, please, no! No!
You know what I mean? Guys, comment below, do you think we should charge you guys more? But I genuinely think that numbers don't lie. Like, that is the best performing product in Australia and Europe in the market, right? US is a different beast, and, you know, when we focus on what we want to do, we'll deliver. These products have been in the European and Australian market for now
2 years?
2, maybe a bit more, maybe 2 and a bit years. And we're already outperforming brands that have been in the market for 60. You know what I mean? So, you know, they're the numbers.
Yeah.
You know, can we comfortably say that we're the 10 amp kings? I think we can, right?
Numbers don't lie, as you said.
Yeah, numbers don't lie.
2 gauges, you know.
Yeah, 2 gauges, unbiased review. You know, would I
Tested on the same day, the same hose, the same power, everything was
the
the
same gauges. guys, just remember the digital reader that we use. Could we do it old school way and weigh it in a bucket and then weigh it and minus this, you know, use Pythagoras theory and this and that? Mate, we're not going to do that because it's time consuming, and when we use our gauge and we work with these factories on a daily basis, the numbers that they tell us when they test, we're within 0.1, 0.2, it always varies, right? Flow rate and this and that. So, but PSI, we're always bang on. Like when we do our test, they say, we're sending you a sample, this is it, this is what we get. So value for money, what would I buy? If you're asking me, not Danny as Mr. Big Boy, right? Danny as a general consumer.
The Kranzel. The Kranzel.
No, right? Would it be if I was on a budget and I wanted to buy something that did the job extremely well, I'll buy the Duo, hands down, right? It's slightly noisier, a little bit, but man, when you're cleaning a car, you're more than likely in an outdoor environment, right? You're washing it outdoors, you're bringing it in, and you're done, right? It comes with everything if you want it to. It comes with everything in the box, right? If you want to buy it that way. But if you don't and you feel that you want to piece your kit together, do it. Use our kit as a guide, and you know we've got our guys online that can help you out. But everything that we've done, we've tested and we know that it works well. Don't change the nozzle sizes because what people do, they'll change it. We've optimized it to work at its best performance. You know, the guys in America, you know, love to play with nozzles and change this, change that. They do that because the brands don't do it for them. We do it. You don't need to do it, right? When we tell you, use it with this, that's it. That's as good as it's going to get. You can get more flow or less this and that. There's no need. It's a good combo. So I think we can wrap it up. We can say Duo, for me, I would buy hands down any day, every day for that price point. If you buy anything else, you guys have to live with it, right? At the end of the day, like you're not getting a better performing unit. You've just convinced yourself that you maybe want something lighter or something. I understand that. But performance-wise, you're getting less of a pressure washer. And then, of course, would I go the Pro? It makes sense, right? Outperforms anything else in its class at 10 amp in Australia and Europe. And it's cheaper than any of our competitors apart from the Active, which isn't really a commercial grade pressure washer anyway, right? So when you go jump on those lovely Facebook pages and then you get Muppets that, you know, a customer will ask, oh, you know, would you buy a Big Boy or an AR and that? And then someone goes and says, oh, I'll buy a Karcher or Gurney or an Active or whatever, like a consumer grade product over a commercial. And then you put a smiley face because you're like, man, this guy's like, is he taking a piss? And then he gets angry at you, you know what I mean? Like, what do you want me to say? You know what I mean? Like, come on, like, the guy's genuine, wants the right advice. Don't go on there and give him the wrong advice. Like, do we come across sometimes, on those platforms, I come across like a bit of I don't even want to use the word, right? But sometimes like a tool because they don't want to be, it's like they don't want the truth to be told, and then when you do say it, you're being a smartass.
Oh, well, sometimes when you challenge people, they get defensive.
Yeah, and that's all it is. But at the end of the day, like, you don't have to buy my product. It's okay, but buy something that's equivalent, at least, if the customer's genuinely asking for that style product. Don't go on there and tell them to buy something that's...
Look, at the end of the day, the Pro has been out a lot longer than the Duo, and it's already proven itself. And that's why in Australia and Europe, we kept sending containers, after 40-foot containers, one after the other, and we still can't keep up. So, and we haven't even touched the surface of the market, really. Let's face it.
So guys, we're going to wrap it with that. Spare parts are available on our website now for Australia. Europe will get it in there
soon.
Yeah, soon. So full serviceable. That's another thing that we didn't touch on. Active,
no.
Krenzel, yes. AR, yes. But if you have a look at the pricing for that,
spare parts,
like,
you might as well buy another unit, to be honest.
Oh my God, like I couldn't believe it. Like, unless it's made out of gold and not brass, but man, like, pump head, $479. fuck, buy a Duo.
That's right.
You buy the whole kit, it was like 900.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like,
Only a couple $100 more to buy the unit.
yeah, like crazy. Look, we understand that, you know, what do you call it? Spare parts are usually always
Yeah, more
crazy
expensive.
inflated, right? But again, with our spare parts, when you jump online,
I think they're fair.
they're fair, right? At the end of the day, like, we're not going to retire on spare parts, right? So they're there because we want the consumer to have the ability to rebuild the unit if it needs it, right? And servicing is very important, right? So, well, you know, that's what Mark II is here for, right? To set up that. So you'll see that our service agency, and we'll have them on one of these.
Well, people know that you got to get your car serviced every 6 months or whatever it is, right? 12 months,
You
whatever.
gotta look after your
So you got to do the
products,
same with the Pro and Duo, right? You just got to service it. If you're using them a lot, then you need to service them regularly. Otherwise, eventually their life expectancy will be less.
So that's it. That's a wrap.
Beautiful.
The first one of many. We'll have more, as we said, coming along the way. We'll introduce some of our service agents, and we'll talk about, because they actually do servicing not just for us, they do for all the other big brands. And you'll be surprised. I know you guys, you know, out there will, you know, say, oh, you know, like, you know, this brand's bad, that brand's bad, whatever. If they're not used correctly, they're all going to be bad, right? So we'll have a chat about that on another one, so you guys understand the reasoning behind it and what you guys need to do to get the best out of your pressure washers. But we'll wrap it up. The Pro is the best in Australia and Europe. We can all, right? So we built a great unit. The guys that have got it, hope you guys enjoy it. Keep an eye out for spare parts. They will be available. If you guys have any, need any information or you want something answered, we're new to this, right? So we're no YouTube experts. This is our first one, so we're happy to get it on the way. I know a lot of people say comment below or pop up here and do this and that. I don't know, we'll do it all, right? We'll add it all in editing, but if you want to comment below on something that maybe we've missed or you want to know a little bit more about, one of us will reply. Don't go crazy because we've got other things to do too, right? We don't want to just be sitting there replying to all you guys on a daily basis. Keep it simple. If you want to know a little bit more, we'll jump on there and we'll reply once, twice.
Keep an eye on the website because we've updated a lot in the last few weeks, and there's more to come. But we're adding, like we said, all the spare parts, the warranty information. But there's a lot of how-to guides going to go up soon. We've got the FAQs. All expanding. We've put a bunch on already. There's a stack more to go on this week as well. So a lot more information out there to help you.
Just Trophy, Washer Pro, #1 in Australia, detailing, specific detailing, pressure washer, outcompetes all the big guns, even the ones from Germany. We currently have it on sale. Yeah, very limited numbers now.
Few days left.
Yeah, a few days left. So by the time this probably goes live, the sale will probably be over and you'll miss it.
It'll be close.
It'll be close, right? Depending on the editing team. But guys, thanks. Hopefully we didn't bore you too much, but at least we've answered all the questions that we get asked on a daily basis. So the next person that rings or messages, we're just going to send you the link and you guys will have to dedicate an hour of your life to watch it. And that's it. Hopefully you give us a thumbs up. You might not be perfect, but we'll get better. We'll get better for sure. Signing off.
Thanks, guys. See you next time.